Hi, I'm Brett Gibbs with StealthNet Labs. I'd like to talk to you guys today about our analytics system that I put together for our StealthNet Advanced Support platform. We call it Dashboard. Now, what Dashboard is basically an IT monitoring system. And if you've worked in IT for any period of time, you understand very well how critical monitoring has become to doing work in our industry. So what we're going to talk about real fast is the difference between our monitoring system and other monitoring systems that are on the market. The difference has to do with data. So let's talk about data for just a second. Imagine if you were a financial manager. You're managing a business or multiple businesses. There's going to be different kinds of data that you're looking at. For example, you'd want to look at revenues and you'd want to look at profits, expenses, things like that are absolute pieces of data. They're dollars and cents. They're data in absolute terms. But what they need is a context. They need something that tells the story of what's happening in that business relative to all the variables of the business, how big it is, what their business model is, things like that. And that's where margins come in. Margins are a calculation, and that calculation helps you understand the context of that business. It starts to put that picture together so that you can understand what's happening in that business and so that you can compare different businesses to each other. You can look at business A that may be this size, much smaller, and business B that may be much larger. If you just had absolute data to work with, the number of dollars of revenue that both businesses had might not tell you the story since they're different sizes. The larger business has probably got a lot more absolute dollars of profit, but the small business might be a healthier business with a better model if it's got larger profit margins. That's what you're after, is the context. It's not any different with your computer networks, with your computer servers and systems. Think about this. A lot of current monitoring systems will tell you network usage in bits and bytes. And bits and bytes are good engineering terms, but they don't really get at the whole story because that's not telling you anything about what the capacity of that network is. It doesn't tell you what the speed of the network is, what its rated speed is, or what its actual measured speed is. That's where we come in. I wrote software that does analytical calculations on your networks, on your servers, and on your web services to tell you the context so that you can understand more than just the absolute data like the other monitoring solutions provide. You can understand context because you need that story. You need that calculation to understand what kind of decisions you have to make about your IT environment. And that's what the dashboard setup is all about. You need context. If you're managing multiple situations, multiple networks, clients, whatever, do you have time to crunch all those numbers? Do you have time to compare measured bits and bytes to rated speeds or measured speeds? Probably not. And that's what this is all about, is saving you time. We wrote it for us first, and it worked so well that we felt like we had to offer this to other businesses. That's what it's all about, saving time, making you better at what you do. So what this does is it gives you that kind of context on network capacity, on server capacity, on uptime and performance trends, and it helps you understand problem patterns in your business. I'd add that we can use this to monitor servers, routers, web servers, web services, custom network targets, anything that runs over a network, whether we're talking about voice service providers, credit card processors, different web portals, anything like that. If it runs over a computer network, we can monitor it and give you relevant context information on how it's working. What that will do for your business is it's going to change your world on putting out fires, because with this context information, you're going to have instant troubleshooting. Instead of going out and having to take a bunch of different measurements and get a handle on the situation, kind of like what somebody who doesn't have margins on a business will do, they'll have to go out and figure out all the different numbers on profits and losses and everything else. We can give you context numbers. We can give you rated capacities on your different computer systems, and that will give you instant troubleshooting ability. You'll be able to look at a situation and understand all of the most important critical variables in that situation and what the story is, how it all comes together, what's the big picture. You'll be able to get in front of problems in your business or client business environment before they become critical. Our service includes text and email alerting. So when there's a problem and we can specify the threshold, we can do it, we have recommendations that we have based on our experience in this industry, and we can also customize it for whatever you want to keep an eye on. But you'll get a text or an email when that threshold is crossed so that you can get in front of that problem before it becomes a disaster. And that will make you look good to your clients. You do not want disasters. It's much better to be able to have a scheduled maintenance window, and we can help you get there where you're on top of everything as it's happening. Bottom line is you'll be able to make business IT decisions on how to build and what to buy much better, because you're going to see how well everything you have is performing relative to capacity. Is there way too much? Did you overbuild? Is it this overkill? Or do you need more? And going forward, you'll be able to make better decisions on what to buy and how much of it, in terms of service providers, gear, everything else in between. We can help you get peak performance out of what you already have. All of this context and measurement capacity information is going to help you understand how well you're using what you have. And if you need to carve it up a little better, it'll give you real-time reporting on how well your resources are being used on a network or multiple networks or systems or servers, whatever the case may be. We can contour it to your situation. Ultimately, you can reduce cost through superior design and greater efficiencies, because you'll be armed with really good information about what's happening in your business and your network. And you'll be able to accelerate your learning curve as an IT decision maker. That's certainly what it's done for us. You'll be able to understand what generally works, how well it works, and what doesn't work. You're going to have the information that you need to be able to learn the different typical problems with different types of service providers, different types of gear, different types of hardware. And the bottom line is you will be able to vastly increase how much you can effectively manage more clients, more assets, be able to get on top of more stuff. And when problems strike, you'll be able to have the information to settle them fast. Imagine getting into one of these typical situations where you get a call, something's not working right, you go to the service provider, it's an external company, and instead of having to argue with them about whose fault it is, you'll have conclusive data about when the problem happened, when it started, and to what severity it continued to occur. You'll be able to see what your network is like as far as talking to other services out there. You'll be able to isolate this problem and give that information back to the provider, get it rolling towards a solution. That's the bottom line on the dashboard. And so that's all I got to say. We've got this great system that can move you from bits and bytes to context. It can move you from absolute data to analysis, being able to have instant analysis on all of the most important gear in your business when it comes to technology. We built it. We've powered it, we've used it ourselves, and our clients are reaping the benefits with rave reviews. They love this stuff, and we'd love to share that with your business as well. If you want more information, you can go to stealthnetlabs.com/analytics, and we've got a full page on what it is, what it looks like, and how it works. And of course, if you guys have questions about this software, you can always contact me at brett@stealthnetlabs.com. Again, it's Brett with StealthNet Labs. Glad to share our analytics system with you guys. Hope you'll check it out on our site, and I'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.